Looking to turn up the heat in your relationship this holiday? Lovers has the perfect pleasure presents with early Black Friday deals that are as nice or as naughty as you are. Save up to 60% on the sexiest holiday gifts. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Every industry, every job site, any challenge. Purple Wave's upcoming December 5th construction auction has the Caterpillar equipment to tackle it all. We make it easy to connect, inspect, and bid, ensuring you can find the right equipment that's ready to go to work for you. The equipment is ready to inspect at our partner Copart's yard in your area. Bidding ends December 5th at purplewave.com. The easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment. purplewave.com.
Black Friday week is here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday beauty gifts, like hair care, makeup, and skincare. You'll have money left over to get your bro the big bottle of cologne. Just remind him one spritz is enough. Or waterproof mascara resilient enough for watching the holiday classics. I love this part. Oh, what fun it is to save. Black Friday week is here with deals up to 35% off.
Places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
They're a-clucking.
Other animals. And action.
This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
We know something insane has happened to you while you were at a hotel. So what was that? Give us a call now, 206-803-ROCK. Will in Lacey, the housekeeper made your bed with you still in it.
What?
Yeah, so I was sleeping, in the process of trying to be asleep, and my roommate, the guy I was rooming with, a friend of mine was, watching TV, and I heard a door open, and then she started vacuuming. I'm like, all right, that's annoying, whatever. A few minutes later, I felt the sheets under my legs being tucked in. And then I looked up, and she was walking away, and I was just in such disbelief, I was almost petrified.
Oh, my God. Did you think she was just like, screw it, I'm in here, I might as well just clean up? Or did she not realize you were there until she started making the bed?
She had to have known I was there. My head was up. You could obviously,
right.
You could see, my body, the shape of it under the bed. I think she just said, I'm just going to make this guy's bed. I don't care if he's still in it.
She just wanted you to be all cozy.
That is hilarious.
I mean, I guess maybe it was a mother figure in her or something. I don't know, but...
Did she do anything else in the room other than make the bed?
I don't know. I think she was vacuuming, but...
How great of a night did you have the night before that you didn't even hear her vacuuming?
It was so long ago
where
it's kind of hard to remember what, transpired, but I just plainly remember my sheet and, blanket being tucked in under my leg.
That is hilarious. It also makes me wonder, at some point, do you think, her boss pulled her aside and was like, hey, Cheryl, you have to make sure nobody's in the room if you're going to do the housekeeping stuff. You can't be making beds while people are still laying in them. I feel like that might not be the only time she's done something like that.
Are you the type that always puts the do not disturb sign on the outside?
I try to remember to do that, but there have been a few instances, typically at our radio conventions, where I've maybe had one too many drinks that I instantly regretted at 8 in the morning and my door is being open and I'm yelling, no, I'm still in here. But more often than not, I usually, once I check in, I take that do not disturb and put it on the door because I'm like, I know I'm not going to want anyone coming into my room early in the morning.
And if I do need something, I'll call. Mm-hmm. But I don't need anything.
I remember back in my dumb drunk days, though, when I was a lot younger and dumber, I would go around taking all the do not disturbs off of people's doors. Because I like chaos. And I was like, this would be hilarious. But I never got to see the punchline of the joke other than me being a jackass.
So the hotel that we stayed at over the weekend on Friday night, the Crack House, when I stayed there the last time, I woke up, I was sleeping next to my husband, Brad, and I woke up in the morning, early in the morning, probably even before first light, because I was sticky. And I was sticky on my hands. I felt sticky on my chest.
Excuse me?
There was sticky in the bed, and I'm like, what is this? And then I turned the light on, and I realized everything was like a blue color. All of the stickiness was blue. And I'm like, what? I could not figure out what it was.
Did aliens show up and probe you too?
My husband had fallen asleep with a piece of gum in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
Like blue something gum.
Okay.
And it like liquefied in his mouth and got all over us.
Gross.
It was in my hair. It was in his hair. I was like, this is insane.
How big of a wad of gum was this?
I have no idea. And he has quit drinking, but this was during the days when he still drank.
Okay.
So I think he just must have passed out with gum in his mouth. And it ended up getting all over us, all over the bed. Like to the point where you couldn't even really fall back asleep because you're just laying in like liquefied sticky gum.
Did you let the hotel know what happened, or
what am I going to tell them?
Hey, we have some sticky sheets, just to let you know. Hey, heads up.
Put a little tip on the pillow. Thanks for taking care of that.
We got some blue sticky sheets in here, just so you know.
We have an alien kink. It's really weird. Just don't ask questions.
Right. We'll tip you an extra $40. Just act like it never happened.
Do you have any other hotel horror stories for yourself?
The worst one was, I remember my wife and I, we went, I mean, I'm sure a few that will pop into my head as we continue to talk about it, but when my wife and I went to Disneyland, and we stayed at a hotel, and it was around the time when there was an earthquake, which wasn't the craziest part at the hotel, even though that was kind of nuts, because we didn't even realize there was an earthquake going on until we saw like the little reader on the news, and it said an earthquake has hit Anaheim, and we're like, that's weird, we haven't felt anything. 2 seconds later, we felt it. We're like, oh, okay, that's what they're talking about. But I clogged the toilet, and I didn't think I did until the water started overflowing.
No!
And there was no plunger. They don't have like just plungers in every room, even though I contend that at some point lawmakers need to make that a rule at hotels.
Or when you make your reservation and you call ahead and say, hi, we're coming this day, can you please stock our room with a plunger? Would probably be.
Or maybe the concierge, they should be like, what's your diet like? You know what, we're going to put a plunger in there. We're looking at you. You're a big guy. What do you like to eat? All right, yeah, let's take a plunger in there.
I mean, how much overflowage was there? I mean, it just wouldn't stop?
It was all over the bathroom floor. Oh my God. Not nothing, like just the water. Yeah. Nothing terrible. It wasn't like a crime scene or anything like that, but it was still embarrassing. And then we had a call, and then they show up, and I'm just like looking at them. You know, of course, we put as many towels down as we can, but I was just like, I'm sorry. I could not apologize more to this guy. And you could tell he just looked at me like, it's okay. Just stop apologizing and let me just clean this up.
So it was like a maintenance guy had to come up and fix your problem.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's so great. Steve in Ording, your wife rode a life-size statue of a deer at a hotel.
Yes, she did.
You sound very proud.
Well, no, it was, she used to sell jewelry, and if, the top salesman would earn a trip. So our first trip was to Maui, and so they have a big, welcome to Maui party, which we went to and partied for quite a while. And on our way back through the hotel, there's this giant life-size deer that, to me, it appeared to be made out of jade, which, in my head, this is a very expensive deer.
Ooh.
And the next thing I know, my wife beelines for the deer and jumps on its back and grabs its antlers and just starts, riding it.
That's awesome.
I also like, of all the statues that they would put in Maui, it's a deer. Like, is there like a big deer population in Maui?
I don't believe so.
Maybe during Christmas?
The one that was there did get ridden.
Did anybody make her dismount the deer?
Well, I finally drug her off the deer.
You're like, we've had enough of this.
But the next morning, it was... So we snuck down to the pool side, just going, oh, God, I hope nobody saw her riding the deer. And I had to return back to the room to get something. And as soon as I grabbed it, and I run and I jump on the elevator, and there's two people standing on the elevator, and we do the typical, stand in the elevator, just kind of looking at the wall. And
right.
All of a sudden, these people are kind of looking at me. And I'm like, what the heck? And this guy turns around and goes, hey, was that your wife riding the deer last night?
That is awesome. A memorable trip.
If I saw you at a bar and I was there and I witnessed it, I'd buy you both shots for that. I'd be like, that was like the best entertainment ever.
Yeah, well, it was pretty cool because his wife sold jewelry for the same company, and we actually became friends and hung out, so it was kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Steve.
Honestly, that sounds like a night out with Steve Migs when he's drinking, because anytime he sees anything, Taryn, I'm warning you.
You like to ride?
Yes.
He will be like, guys, I got to get on that. Like, there was like a school bus.
It was a giant school bus statue that was in Dallas, right by our hotel. And I don't know why, but I didn't even know I did it until the next day when I was looking through the pictures on my phone, and somebody took a picture and texted it to me.
Do you think in another life you could have been a cowboy?
Oh, I still think I have hope in this life.
A rhinestone cowboy.
You know it. I do like this real quick, this one text that says, I stayed in Vegas for our honeymoon. Same hotel as the AVN Awards. Let's just say my new wife elbowed me in the ribs for geeking out quite a bit during that honeymoon.
I went to the AVN Awards one year. I can concur that it's wild.
I can only imagine.
I did not stay in the same hotel as that, but we went to it.
What a conundrum for this guy. Just got married, and now he's seeing all the ladies that he used to hang out with before he married this woman.
The Daly Migs Show.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned, and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout experience as business powerhouses like Aloe, Allbirds, and Skims. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
206-803-ROCK. Give us a call and help us fill in this sentence, Rockaholics. I'm not proud of it, but when I was a teen, I did blank. When did you do something stupid as a teen? Many times.
I would imagine there's going to be plenty of stories for this one.
The reason we're asking is because police officers in Gig Harbor got a call about a group of teenagers that were blowing something like spitwads or pebbles at pedestrians that were walking through downtown Gig Harbor. And they were able to call in the license plate. They got the mom on the phone.
Damn.
The mom said her kid had the car with some of the kid's cousins.
Wouldn't it be funny if mom was lying and it was actually her doing all this stuff? It's like dime. That's just when all else fails, dime out my own kids.
So she told the officers she would give her son a call and then get them home and she would deal with it.
Okay.
Which is almost to me scarier than the police in the case of my own mother as a child.
Dude, same with my mom. My mom would never really get too mad at me. Dad was typically the disciplinarian, but after a while, you're just like, oh, Dad's mad, angry, and he's going to yell or grab his belt or something. Like, you just kind of got used to that. Mom, it took a lot. Like, you had to push and push and push. And when she finally snapped, then she pulled out the spatula.
Ooh.
And then it was just like, oh, man. And, like, you're like, I can outrun her. You know, I'm definitely stronger than my mom. Like, if I square it up, I got this. But it's mom, and it's terrifying. And you're almost just like, all right, I'm not going to run from you because you're mom. Like, I want this anger to be over because you're just like, you're the sweet, loving mom.
For sure.
Yeah.
My dad used to say when we would get in trouble, you're in so much trouble, you just wait till your mother gets home. He wouldn't.
So what would happen when mother would get home?
I'd be like grounded for life, and everything's taken away, and I have no.
It's nice that you
terrible.
can come to work while being grounded for life.
Yep. I'm out on work release.
It's a work release program. You've been grounded since you were 13.
So the officers received a couple of additional complaints about the group. They spoke with the teens who said that they had gone to get those boba tea drinks.
And
they were
nasty.
that's
I hate
so
those.
disgusting. I do
Okay.
not understand that.
I like the tea.
Yes.
I remember the first time I ever got one, somebody got me one of those. I was like, oh, it's crazy. Big ass straw and this tea. And then I did not realize there were balls, and I inhaled one of the balls.
Oh, God.
And it was the worst weird feeling to this day. And they're not, and I'm sure they taste fine, but because of that first feeling of having that ball like hit the back of my throat, I was like, I'm never having one of those again. Stop laughing, Danny.
Is it tapioca that's
Yes,
inside of those?
I believe so.
Yeah, not interested. Count me out on that. But this is what the teenagers were spitting at pedestrians. And the mom asked the officers if the kids could write an apology letter or even do some community service. The officer told the mom she would need to ask that question in court.
I think writing an apology letter would be the worst punishment. Have you tried to write a letter? Since we live in the world of like everything being on like a Word file or on your laptop or your cell phone, like I never handwrite anything except for Christmas cards or anniversary cards. And I remember back in the day when I would write a letter to my wife, it would be like the entire half of that empty page would be filled in with like how much I love her and all these great things, right? Nowadays, it's like 2 sentences, and I'm like, and I love you very much. The end. Because my hand starts cramping.
And it's you, just the letter U.
Yes.
We're really trying to like do less.
By next year, it's just going to be XOXO, and that's it.
I also find it funny that you remind immediately, because it doesn't say that they actually made them handwrite letters. It just said write letters. So technically, that could have been on a computer or something. But immediately, you were like, oh, they have to handwrite them.
Yeah, I guess in my head, if I was writing the story, I'd be like, they have to text, they have to DM. But you're right. It could just be that they're doing it also on a
like an email.
Yeah, a computer.
They don't need to drive them in stone, Steve.
I would make them do that. I'd be like, have you ever handwritten a letter? Well, kid, you're writing a 3-page handwritten letter, and you can't take any breaks.
We tried this a couple weeks ago. Some of the members of the men's room and I, we all practiced cursive. We all tried to write the same sentence in cursive to see if we could even do it. And it was brutal. We all failed miserably at perfectly writing in cursive. I like that, though. I hope that they had to I hope it was a handwritten letter that they were maybe considering doing. Rockaholics, the number to call, 206-803-ROCK. We want you to fill in the sentence. I'm not proud of it, but when I was a teen, I did blank. We are going to take your calls after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show. The Daily Migs Show.
This is The Rock of Seattle. 206-803-ROCK is the number to call. And we have asked you to fill in this sentence on The Daily Migs Show. Quote, I am not proud of it, but when I was a teen, I did blank. When did you do something stupid as a teen? Michelle in Kingston, what did you do as a teen? Whoa. We're losing you, Michelle.
Michelle, we'll put you on. Are you there?
Wait.
Put her on hold, and
I'm
we'll
here.
see if... Oh, well, let's put her on hold, and let's get her all dialed in, and we'll come back to her, because it sounds like every time she says she's here, once she starts talking again, she becomes a robot.
Chad in Tacoma.
I'm here.
You are.
Chad, what did you do that was dumb as a teen?
I was an escort driver.
Oh!
Okay, I was not expecting that. When we say teen, what are we talking, like 18, 17? Please don't say 13.
17 to about 20, and I couldn't do it anymore because when I was 20, I found out who actually hired me.
How'd you even get involved in it? Was like
where do you apply for that job?
Yeah.
Where do you send your resume?
So that's the thing is, like, I was at a bar, and some ladies asked me if I'd drive for them, and I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Found out what it was, and I was like, yeah, who cares? It's money.
Did it pay well?
Like I said, when I was 20, I found out who actually hired me. So my sister sent these people to hire me.
Wait a second.
The plot thickens.
Awkward question, but was your sister an escort or a madam?
She was a co-madam.
This would make Christmas so interesting when everyone's talking about their jobs. So she set it all up. Were you getting paid pretty well to do that?
Very well, especially if it required extra assistance.
Was that like security, in other words?
Yes.
What was the experience like driving with the escorts? Was it good conversations? Like,
exhilarating conversations sometimes because they vent.
I've learned to listen to women vent, so...
Oh, I thought you said bent. I was like, oh, that's a perk of the job I didn't hear about.
I heard the same thing.
Damn, Chad, that's a crazy story.
Awesome. Thanks, Chad. I think we got Michelle from Kingston back on the line.
I'm back.
All
Hi,
right.
Michelle. How did your teens shape up? What was something crazy you did?
Well, we were at my grandparents' in Port Angeles for, I believe it was Thanksgiving weekend, and we were, my mom and dad and grandma and aunt and uncle, cousins, everybody went Black Friday shopping, and we were at Swain's in Port Angeles, and all my friends were stealing makeup at the time, and I was probably about 12. It might have been preteen, and I got caught stealing mascara because I thought I would be cool like my friends, and my grandma was standing next to me when they caught me outside the front door. I was absolutely mortified and humiliated because she's the sweetest thing on this planet. And my mom and stepdad had them call the cops and take me to the Port Angeles Police Department.
Oh, wow.
And it was quite the holiday weekend for my family. And I'd never been in trouble before. And I went to my room, and that's where I spent the rest of the holiday weekend. And my grandma, thank God, forgave me. And, God bless her and rest in peace. But, it's still a topic of conversation in my family. And I've never, ever touched anything that wasn't mine again.
I was about to ask if you ever did anything again, but I would imagine that must have scared you straight.
Oh, my God. It was so mortifying. Black Friday in Port Angeles at Swain's was pretty busy, and everyone knows everybody. So everyone knew that Helen's granddaughter was stealing mascara on Black.
So, Michelle, when the cop, did they amp it up and ham it up to be extra stern with you to scare you, or because I'd imagine they were in cahoots with your parents. They're just like, hey, can you help scare
rough her up a little bit?
Okay, maybe not rough her up a little bit, but all right.
They didn't necessarily. I don't remember being handcuffed, but I did get put into the back of a police car in front of the store, in front of everyone, and was taken to the police station and questioned like I was a murderer. And yeah, it was really, really scary for a little girl.
Oh my gosh.
I would go full bore. If I was a police officer and somebody's parents said, hey, help scare them, I'd be like, let's go. This is going to be a blast. Let's make them feel like they're the most hardened criminal ever.
We have Juan in Olympia. Juan, what did you do that was dumb as a teen?
I lost my virginity to my mom's friend.
We said dumb, not awesome.
This is Juan from Tucson.
How did this even unfold?
It wasn't my mom's. She just knew this lady and helped her out for 3 weeks, and she took my bed, so they had me sleeping in the living room. And one night I woke up with something weird, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And I see her, and I'm like, "Okay." Cool. And my mom still don't know.
I was about to ask that.
No, my wife do, and she always threatens me.
She always threatens you? To tell your mom?
I'm going to tell your mom.
Can we call your mom right now and ask her?
No.
Taking this one to the grave.
That would have been amazing if you said yes. I was like,
thanks, Juan. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's not a world I ever lived in.
No.
Yeah, I even saw there was a recent story about one of those hot for teacher stories, which it's messed up. But then when you see it, you're just like, it's insane. These things were going on, and I was just happy if I could get my hands on a Playboy magazine when I was 17, 18 years old.
The Daly Migs Show.
Place your bets. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, bet, win. All your favorite sports: football, hockey, basketball, soccer, MMA, baseball, boxing. Live betting from our kiosks and our windows. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Let the bets begin.
Every industry, every job site, any challenge. Purple Wave's upcoming December 5th construction auction has the Caterpillar equipment to tackle it all. We make it easy to connect, inspect, and bid, ensuring you can find the right equipment that's ready to go to work for you. The equipment is ready to inspect at our partner Copart's yard in your area. Bidding ends December 5th at purplewave.com. The easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment. purplewave.com.
Looking to turn up the heat in your relationship this holiday? Lovers has the perfect pleasure presents with early Black Friday deals that are as nice or as naughty as you are. Save up to 60% on the sexiest holiday gifts. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Black Friday week is here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday fashion gifts, like cozy fits and stylish shirts. You'll have money left over for those aviators that make you feel like a maverick. Or that ugly holiday sweater that's like really ugly.
OMG, that's like really ugly.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Black Friday week is here with deals up to 35% off.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs.
Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Lance from Grandma's. Lance, are you there? Lance, are you there?
Lance.
I'm here. You got it.
All right.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Lance has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Which classic rock album is sometimes said to be the soundtrack to The Wizard of Oz?
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes. The tango is an iconic dance from which South American country?
Argentina.
Yes. The process of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly is called what?
Metamorphosis.
Yes. What is the name of Homer's youngest daughter in The Simpsons?
Maggie.
Yes. What comedian hosted the most recent Golden Globes?
Joe Coy? Is that what
Yes. Which hotel chain banned the rock band The Who for life?
I don't know. Hilton?
No.
Holiday Inn.
Yes. Traditionally, cannolis are filled with mascarpone or what other type of cheese?
Ricotta?
Yes. What does the C stand for in the broadcasting company BBC?
British Broadcasting Corporation?
Yes. Studio 54 is located in what city?
New York City.
Yes. What car manufacturer makes the Pathfinder?
Nissan.
Yes. Lance, you get a perfect 10.
That was impressive.
That was very, very... You only kind of guessed one answer that wasn't right. The rest of them, you got all on the first try. That was... Wow.
Lance, you're my new hero.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah.
And I think you... I think there's a very good chance Lance is going to win. Just saying.
All right.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes!
Which classic rock album is sometimes said to be a soundtrack to The Wizard of Oz?
Oh, I've done that many a times. Dark Side of the Moon. Pink
Yes.
Floyd.
The tango is an iconic dance from which South American country?
Spain?
No.
Argentina.
Yes. The process of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly is called what?
Metamorphosis.
Yes.
Thank
What
you,
is the
children's
name
books.
of Homer's youngest daughter in The Simpsons?
Maggie.
Yes. What comedian hosted the most
my impression.
recent Golden Globes?
Our friend Joe Coy.
Yes. Which hotel chain banned the rock band The Who for life?
The Edgewater?
No.
No, that was Led Zeppelin, I think. Hilton?
No.
Holiday Inn.
Yes. Traditionally, cannolis are filled with mascarpone and what other type of cheese?
Mozzarella.
No.
Mozzarella?
No.
Blue cheese?
No, gross.
Cream?
No. What does the C stand for in the broadcasting company BBC?
Corporation.
Yes. Studio 54 is located in what city?
New York.
Yes. You get 8 correct, which is a good score, but not good enough. 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
It
Go,
helps,
Lance,
it helps
go!
that I have a girlfriend from Argentina.
Oh. Is she good at the tango?
We're working on it.
Do you mean working on it because you need to work on it, or does she need work on it?
I need to work on it.
Good answer. Good answer.
Do you guys know that Lance is actually an uncommon name nowadays? But back in the medieval times, people were named Lance a lot.
What?
Ba-dum.
Thank you, Lance. That was for you.
The Daily Migs Show.
This is The Rock of Seattle, 99.9 KISW. We found a great chat on social media where people are talking about some of these everyday things that many people do that are actually super disrespectful.
Okay, I'm curious to see if any of these we're guilty of.
I mean, I think we might check a few boxes here within the four of us. Abandoning stuff in a store in the wrong place or shelf.
I have been guilty of that.
Definitely done that. Not recently, but I have done it.
I try not to do that. Like I like to say that I always go back to where I picked up a shirt or something, but sometimes I'm just like, I got to get home. I don't feel like waiting. I just kind of put it somewhere.
Well, and I never thought of this, but it says if you're too lazy to return it where you got it, just hand it to the cashier at the checkout. Oh.
See,
I didn't even think of that.
How funny is it in my head? That's more disrespectful. Like, here, take this. And you're right. Like, otherwise, they have to, see it. Because a lot of these stores now, everything's kind of accounted for. So if somebody goes online saying, oh, this shirt's available, and then they go and they can't find it because Stevie Nimrod over here just put it wherever he wanted to. Oh, yeah.
Parents who let their kids run amok in public spaces and don't do anything when a kid makes a nuisance of themselves. They say that it's the excuse of they're just a kid, but it translates to bad parenting.
I'm trying to be better about it because now being a parent, I understand kids are completely insane.
They're feral.
It depends on the day, but sometimes they're just bonkers. And you just don't know if maybe most days this parent's got it all under control, but maybe that's just one of those days for them. The place where I still get a little pissy is at the public parks where they have the giant slide, like that tube slide, or there was one time we were there and all the kids are having fun. And yeah, you get it. Kids are going to move kids out of the way. Kids are going to climb over kids. I understand that. But there was one kid that was just sitting at the end of the slide and would not get up and move. And all these kids wanted to slide down it. And when some kids would try and slide, he would almost push them away. And I felt where's this freaking kid's parent? And I realized, I don't know if it was a parent or a babysitter or what, but she was sitting on a bench playing on her phone.
Oh.
So finally, I'm just hey, kid, why don't you get off the slide? My wife's like, what are you doing? I was like, look, there's a whole bunch of kids that want to go down this slide. What am I supposed to go over that lady? Ma'am, can you please tell your child to get off the slide? Sorry to interrupt you with whatever you're doing if you're on TikTok.
Also, people who stop walking in the middle of a busy place like an airport.
I hate those people.
It's awful. I don't do this.
I also especially hate them on the not hate's a strong word. I severely dislike the people when they're walking a crosswalk and they're just taking their sweet ass time when you're trying to turn.
Rate of play, baby.
They're on their phone. You know their legs move quicker than what they're doing. And then when they see you and they see that you're trying to move, I almost feel like they even slow down more just to be I'm establishing this is my territory.
Yeah, move along.
I was like, you will lose this if we decide to go head to head. I'm in a car. Okay. I'm kidding. I'm not going to run him over.
Neighbors who don't respect the quiet hours, especially after midnight.
I feel like you might be guilty of that. But you live on a farm of 5 acres.
I do, and we've thrown some epic parties out there, but that's why I live
on... They have festivals at their house. With bands performing and DJ tents.
Yes.
I keep meaning to go to one of these your Halloween parties, and
you guys gotta come.
One of these days I will. I just don't know if it's. I don't know if I'll ever come back.
There was just one year there's been a couple of years where I had our direct neighbors who are wonderful people sent me a personal message because, I always say, don't call the police, call me or text me. Hey, what time is the festival ending? The music is really loud. And I'm like, well, it is 2 a.m. I think that's a legitimate request.
We should probably shut it down.
Let's shut the music down.
Because we have neighbors, and they're awesome. These neighbors, they're kind of behind us. Super great. And I say that they're super great. They just wave at me when they drive by, and I wave back. That's the extent of or if they're walking their kid around, we hi bye.
Oh, yeah.
But they seem really nice. But they love throwing parties maybe once a month, and they're, especially when the weather's nice, they're outdoor karaoke parties.
Oh, I want to be friends with your neighbors.
I want them to move closer to you. Because nothing sucks more than listening to people poorly sing songs. And they use a speaker, which I don't know why. Do this in your house. Why are you doing this in your backyard? And you can hear it at 11 p.m., them singing random Celine
Sweet
Dion.
Caroline.
Yeah, different, Billy Idol, whatever it may be. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I like this song. But I'm like, I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, yeah. That's a bummer. Drivers who hang out in the left lane driving too slow. We had someone on Cellmates that got pulled over for driving
Yeah, our
too
buddy
slow.
Drama, he called and he said he got pulled over for going the speed limit.
People who park in designated spaces that don't pertain to them, like accessible spaces for people with disabilities or curbside pickup if you're not actually curbside picking up.
I was wondering that last night, shockingly, Tatum wanted Chipotle. It's usually our Tuesday night dinner, but for some reason she stepped it up and wanted it on a Monday night. So what are we supposed to do? So I went up getting it, picked it up, and there was a car that it was in the curbside, and I get in, I get out. There was nobody waiting to pick up food. I'm like, I think this person just parked there and is eating inside. Maybe they were originally going to go back to their car, and they're like, you know what? Let's just sit down and eat.
And no flushing the toilet in a public restroom. That's another one.
Okay, you're a savage. But you know what? In all fairness, I've been to some places where the toilets don't work all that well.
Yeah, that's true.
And you flush, and I don't know about you guys, not to get graphic, but are you guys do you like to make sure that you've disposed of everything? What I mean? I want to make sure that I flushed. Yeah.
Leave it better than you found it.
Or at least leave it the same. But there are some that I'm just like, is this toilet's awful. This is the worst toilet I've ever been around. So maybe it's in those situations where people think they did, you flush and you walk out, and you just assume everything's good.
Oh, good. Ugh. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about public toilets right now.
So what do you think is one of the more one that popped up, and I always love when they put up those memes where it shows how why Americans can't live in a lawless society, and they base it on whether or not people will bring back their shopping carts.
Oh.
And that's the one for me. I get so annoyed when I see somebody go to their car and they fill up their car with whatever's in their shopping cart, and then they just leave it either in an empty spot next to them, or they just kind of push it to the side. And I'm looking, and I'm like, it's a little bit of a walk, but it's not that bad. You really can't bring it all the way back.
I've seen videos of people being shamed for it, and I love that. Shame them. Shame those people. And people that say, well, that's someone's job to collect and put away the carts. No, that they had to create that job because you're not putting away your carts.
And honestly, I view that job as their job is to take all the carts that have been respectfully put back and bring it back to the store. That to me is their job.
It's not going to collect them from the parking lot in random places.
And I feel like there's probably some gym goers that would agree. The people, and you see the signs, and I never thought I'd be that person. I get so annoyed when people don't put their weights back.
Oh.
And you're just especially, I don't mind. It gets annoying when the dumbbells are not in perfect order. It's kind of frustrating. It's the ones where it's a machine where you have to put a free weight on it, a plate on it, and then they don't put it back, so you don't know if this machine's being used or not. So now you're just kind of that weirdo that keeps checking to see if it's being used, and then eventually you do use it, and then some dude comes out of nowhere, hey, I'm using that, man. I'm like, no one's been here for the last 30 minutes. What are you talking about?
See, I always put my weights back. I thought you were going to go with the people that don't wipe down their machine after they use it, and there's the big old sweat stain on it.
Yeah.
And I have been guilty of just forgetting. I'll walk away from using a machine, and I'm like, oh, I never cleaned that one. Sorry.
Sorry about the Danny Musk left behind.
But I'm not usually I think it's my wife that's she's a massive germaphobe. She's just she won't even if I get home from the gym, she's like, don't sit anywhere. Make sure you take off all that clothing. She's so sometimes I'm really hungry and I get home and I'm just well, I want to eat my lunch. Eat standing up. It's okay. I'm I wipe down the machine before I use it and then after.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm I could sit wherever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in my house.
The Daly Migs Show.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned, and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout experience as business powerhouses like Aloe, Allbirds, and Skims. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Rockaholics, we all do weird stuff. But what about our partners? What is something your significant other does that is straight up weird?
Oh, boy.
Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We bring this up because something happened with Sarah yesterday where she wasn't the weird one.
Well, I mean, we kind of both were weird. So my husband, George, and I are making the big move from downstairs to upstairs.
Look at you leaving the nest. I'm sure Dad is so proud.
Kind of. I mean, leaving the nest to go upstairs, and he's leaving the nest to go downstairs.
He's moving on down.
We're moving on up. So we're kind of starting to get everything packed up, right? So
are you guys hiring movers for this, or do you think you can handle it on your own? Or do you just need to hit us all up and bring us a pizza?
Okay, I don't know if you're joking or not, but no, I do really want to hire movers.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Steve, we still have like heavy things, and there's 17 steps you have to go up.
17 steps.
That's tough.
Okay.
That's a long trip, and I can understand that. You know, if anyone out there is a mover and you can help Sarah get up those 17 steps.
Okay.
I also feel like if the movers showed up and they were like, where are we taking this?
Upstairs.
And you said upstairs, they would say,
I kind of want you to do
what are
this.
you doing?
Well,
Can you please do this and not tell them until they get there and they give you the estimate? They're like, all right, well, where are we going? Somewhere else in Mercer Island? Are you going to Federal Way? What's going on? You're like, upstairs.
I'm like, well, there is a $500 minimum.
Yeah.
Well, this is the
I'm like,
issue.
what the F are you talking about, ma'am?
Because a lot of you know my father, BJ, right? So
Never
BJ,
heard of him.
BJ and I are totally on board.
Oh, yeah,
with
he's
the
not.
movers.
I was about to say that George isn't going to get help from BJ to carry the bed up the stairs.
No, and George is the one that thinks we're both ridiculous. But I'm like, okay, babe, yeah, you're strong. But like, can you move a whole couch by yourself? Either we're going to have to ask our buddy Steve and Danny and Taryn to help out.
I can't make it that day.
When are you moving?
Oh.
I'm out of town.
Yeah, or we're going to have to hire movers.
Tatum's, still recovering from a broken arm. I got to stay home.
You can bring Tatum over. She can be a cheerleader.
She's not allowed to leave the house. Her medication says she can't leave the house.
See, what do we do now? Because BJ and I are useless, and there's just George, right?
Here we are thinking we're about to talk about how George is weird, but it quickly became Sarah's weird.
Well, so we were packing everything up,
Okay.
right? And George finds his wisdom teeth and is like, wow, I still have these. And at first I was like,
Wait, where were they? Were they in the couch? Or were they under the pillow? Yeah.
Just waiting on that tooth fairy.
I never got that $15 Mom promised me. Freaking teeth have been under this pillow for the last 17 years.
yes, I don't know where he found them, but I was like,
Were they in a case?
they were in like a little plastic bag that the dentists usually put them in a little bag if you want them or not.
Are we sure they're your husband's teeth?
That's a great question.
Well, when did he get his wisdom teeth out? Was this before you guys, like, in his youth?
Yeah, I think it was before. I mean, they looked like big honkers, but I think they
Healthy.
were before our time. So he must have moved them into the house.
And he only has 2? Did he have all 4 taken out?
He only has 2 in the bag. He says he has another one. He only has 1 left, and we don't know where the other one is. But so he was at first like, I was like, that's kind of weird. You have those. And he was like, well, do you want them? And I'm like, no, that's strange. I don't want your teeth. So we threw them away. And then for like the next like 20 minutes.
He was stewing.
No, I was stewing.
For what reason?
I couldn't stop thinking about his teeth and how I wanted them.
Again, I thought we were talking about how George is weird.
Well, so I thought it was first weird that he had them.
And now you feel, but he was okay with you throwing them away.
Oh yeah, he was like, do you want them? Because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And I was like, no, that's weird. I don't want your teeth. So, but then I was just in my own head like, oh, my baby's teeth. So then I asked him, I was like, hey, I actually do want them. And he was like, well, I threw them out already. You're going to have to go through the trash to find them. I did.
Oh, my Lord.
I went through the trash to find his teeth.
Do you have a plan for them now?
No, I don't really know what to do with them. And they're not cute. They're kind of gross.
Someone says don't throw the teeth out. There's stem cells on there that possibly could be used for some medical stuff in the future.
Oh, see, I'm brilliant then.
I'm sure that's the reason why you... What are you hoping to do with these teeth?
Well, I don't know. Terrence suggested maybe I make a necklace or some earrings.
Earrings, definitely.
Would you wear earrings from your husband's teeth?
I wouldn't not wear earrings from my husband's teeth.
But I was like, I always thought it was weird when parents kept teeth from their child. I was like, that's kind of creepy.
But it's not weird keeping your husband's teeth.
Well, it is.
As an adult.
It's kind of serial killer like.
My mom kept all of our teeth, but something even worse, she kept our umbilical cords.
A lot of parents do that, yeah.
Really?
I wouldn't.
I did not do that.
For all I know, maybe my wife has kept it. I'll have to check with her, but I don't. I know, like, we had a conversation even about her hair. We're like, do we need to keep the hair? Should we keep the hair? But we ended up doing it because we were just like, almost you feel pressured by the traditional things you're supposed to do as a parent, like keep the first this, the first that. But we're both like, what are we doing with this?
Just a bunch of garbage.
I mean, I guess we show it to Tatum. Like, this was once your hair that you still have on your head. Like, I don't. None of it makes sense to me.
Sarah, what if you actually made necklaces and they would almost be like friendship necklaces or lovers necklaces? George wears one and you wear one.
Oh, and then we put them together because the tooth has the little indent. I don't know if he would wear his own teeth.
206-803-ROCK. Call us up now, Rockaholics, and tell us what is something your significant other does that is straight up weird.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, what is something your significant other does that is straight up weird? Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. Seth in Puyallup, your wife does something weird with her breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you this. Hey, first of all, thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Anytime, man.
Yeah, it's super weird. Honestly, it's a little embarrassing to talk about. It divides the house. She pours the bowl of milk, and she'll take that and a box of cereal to the couch, and she'll pour a little bit of cereal. She'll eat it. She'll pour a little bit more. She pours the milk before the cereal, and it's not okay.
You know, when you first say it, I'm agreeing with you. But now as I think about it, I kind of like her method to her madness. She's avoiding the cereal getting soggy.
It's a strategy.
That's her excuse. That's the same thing she says. And,
she's not
honestly,
wrong.
I'm not hating. It's just super weird.
Okay, follow-up question. Does she eat Honey Bunches of Oats?
I'm the Honey Bunches of Oats eater.
Oh, she should divorce you.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. She's like Fruity Pebbles and Grape Nuts.
Well, then I'm with her. Fruity Pebbles suck if they stay in the milk for too long.
Okay.
They do. They get too soggy.
Steve, you're not wrong.
Right. So
you're not wrong, but you might be weird.
Well, I don't know. I'm starting to side with your wife, Seth. I hate to break this to you.
Okay, well, you can stay on that side of the house then, and I'll be on my side eating cereal like a normal person.
What's your wife's name?
Stephanie.
I'm Team Stephanie all the way. I've said it for years.
All right.
Steph
Okay.
All week long, we've just been having cereal wars.
Steph for life, man. Represent.
206-803-ROCK. What is something your significant other does that is straight up weird?
Another person disagreed. Same. I think it's weird. My wife puts an entire bowl of milk in and then takes the cereal and then pours it in as well. I don't know if it's the same person that texted that or that's strange.
That is strange.
I think I can't believe we're doing all this conversation about cereal, but I think I would pour the cereal first and then the milk. But now hearing that, it opens up my eyes to enjoying cereal that I never would have enjoyed before.
I'd say don't knock it till you try it,
Right.
It might be a whole new strategy we've been missing out on.
Somebody did say, hey, for Sarah, she should just take the teeth from her husband and then push them into the openings of the earrings, wear them like gauges. Oh, that's weird, but you putting them into like a little pendant is okay.
I just feel like that'd be so wild to see someone and kind of focus in on their ear and like, is that what I think it is? He's got a tooth in there?
What about Brad over there? What does Brad do that you think is weird?
I don't know that it's necessarily like super weird. He's a pretty normal guy. I'm the weird one in the relationship for sure. But he has an obsession with A1 sauce, which I would not even put. It's not on the Mount Rushmore of condiments and sauces for me at all. But he will put it on just a regular ham sandwich and stuff. And I'm like, of all the choices that we could make, this is the one.
Does he put it on like a nice piece of steak?
No.
Okay.
He will. I mean, occasionally if it was a not nice piece of steak, he might put it on there. But he's really
I don't blame him.
He's a steak purist. Usually he doesn't like any marinades or sauces or anything.
How about a
Just
little butter?
Salt and pep, butter. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
But he puts A1 on just like a regular sandwich, and it makes me nauseous.
So obviously we're not eating steaks in our house, but my wife will make like these things that it's like almost like a meatloafy type of a steak thing, but it's like all like I don't even know what the hell she's using, but clearly I'm not paying much attention. I just eat it. But I pour a little A1 steak sauce on it, and it's delicious. I think A1 steak sauce, I wouldn't put it in my Mount Rushmore either, but I also think it's a lot better than people say it is, because I would never use it for a good steak, but on a burger or on something else, just to kind of add a little flavor, I think it's fantastic.
I just think it's so salty. Yeah, no, I can't do it. What about your significant other?
Well, she's
Steve?
clearly perfect.
She is. Again, in the relationship, I'm sure you're the weird one.
Dude. I mean, it's like maybe like a 10-to-1 ratio of weird to normal. I think I'm way ahead. If she called in, she'd have a whole laundry list. You know, the one that I think is kind of strange is, and it's not, I'm sure some people would just be like, it's not that strange, but she always is singing like something. But like I'll be watching something on TV and music's playing, and she'll just be doing something on her phone and singing. And I don't know how to tactfully say, hey, can you stop singing? Because I'm trying to. I don't say that.
Zip it.
Enough with the singing.
I think she might be a Disney princess.
It's all like, it's not like she's singing. It'd be funny if she was like singing Slayer, like, you know.
Rain and blood.
There's the heaven. But she's just singing random songs, but then it just distracts me. I don't know if it's weird. It's weird to me because, like, I don't. One day I want to just sing all day, like how she sings, and see what she says.
Steve, we heard you sing yesterday. I don't
not
think
good.
that's a good idea.
But could you imagine that? Like, she doesn't have a bad voice, but it's odd to me that throughout the day you're just randomly busting into songs.
Wait, is she singing like words or is she humming?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Because my
it comes in and out.
It's funny. My grandma used to just hum constantly and just have like the song. And same with my now girlfriend. She does the same thing. She'll hum constantly, like cooking or anything like that. She just always has a song in her head.
Do you ever want to say, hey, stop humming?
No, it doesn't bug me that much.
All right. It's just me.
My brother and I are both whistlers, where we seem to whistle all the time.
Or?
Maybe.
Thank you for illustrating what whistling is. I was going to ask you what
I was
do
going
you
to do
mean.
the dwarf song. Whistle while you work.
Oh. What the hell are we doing here? But now all of a sudden our text messages are all about the virtues of A1 steak sauce.
Oh my God.
Do they agree with us that it's not the best condiment ever?
No, somebody says, look, I put A1 on a grilled chicken sandwich. Nothing else, just the A1. Also good on eggs.
Oh, I mean, you go for it.
Is A1 kind of like Miracle Whip? Like it's kind of like the Miracle Whip of because like mayonnaise is the goat, right? But like Miracle Whip is its own thing, and I don't like it. And it's like A1 is almost like barbecue sauce, but it's kind of like its own thing. Like I'd rather just you do normal like better barbecue sauce than A1.
But the funny part, though, with Miracle, I honestly, if you gave me a sandwich and just said one has mayo and one has Miracle Whip, I wouldn't know the difference. Wow. I've never like spent much time thinking about it. Like if it's white and creamy, I'm going to put it on my food.
Sorry.
Is that weird? See,
now I'm just a terrible person.
No, I'm with you, Darren. It's fine. So many comments.
So I said my wife hums like when she eats like she's a little child. It drives me crazy. I don't want to say anything because I know she does it because she's happy. But my God, it's annoying as hell. Will you stop humming your happy songs as you eat?
I wonder if it would annoy you more if it was like songs that you knew, though. Like you could sing along with her.
But my issue is if I'm watching something that has music and then you're adding more music, it makes my brain hurt.
You know, Steve, I want you to know that I do kind of deal with something, but on a little bit of a different level. Or if I'm listening to music and Brad will just walk in playing guitar, but he's playing a different song. It's not like he's playing along with the song I'm listening to. He's in his own head playing his own song.
Yeah, if you were singing along to whatever I'm watching, I'd be like, knock yourself out. That's awesome. I got like a surround sound going on.
Oh, thank you. Needed that today.
The Daly Migs Show.
Got a hot and heavy holiday on your mind? Lovers has the perfect pleasure presents with early Black Friday deals that will get you off the naughty list this year. Save up to 60% on the sexiest holiday gifts, Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Every industry, every job site, any challenge. Purple Wave's upcoming December 5th construction auction has the Caterpillar equipment to tackle it all. We make it easy to connect, inspect, and bid, ensuring you can find the right equipment that's ready to go to work for you. The equipment is ready to inspect at our partner Copart's yard in your area. Bidding ends December 5th at purplewave.com. The easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment. purplewave.com.
Black Friday week is here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday electronic gifts, like monitors, tablets, and video games. You'll have money left over for that drum set for your little drummer. And some noise-canceling headphones. Or an outdoor speaker system so the entire neighborhood can hear your holiday tunes. Oh, what fun it is to save. Black Friday week is here with deals up to 35% off.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs.
Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Tom from Tacoma is. Tom, are you there?
I'm here.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Tom has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Which fruit is the primary ingredient in a pina colada?
Pineapple?
Correct. What is the name of the currency used in Japan?
Yen.
Yes. Country singer Morgan Wallen was recently arrested for throwing what piece of furniture off a rooftop?
Desk, a chair, a table.
Chair, yes. The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes is the prequel to what Jennifer Lawrence films?
No idea. Mockingbird, Hunger Games.
Yes. Once you pop, you can't stop is the slogan for what brand of chip?
Lay's.
No.
Pringles.
Yes. What singer has the hit songs Can't Hold Us and Thrift Shop?
Oh, no idea. Taylor Swift, Madonna.
No. The dance samba originated in what South American country?
Brazil, Argentina.
Yes, Brazil. Who voices the title character in the movie Megamind?
Oh, Kelsey Grammer?
No.
Pass.
How many total ribs are there in the typical human body?
7, 8, 9.
No. Tom, you got 6 correct. I kind of like how you played, though.
He was like rapid firing off the answers. I liked your style a lot, Tom.
Yeah, even if it was just guesses, at least he had 3 to go to really fast.
Yeah.
And some of them were correct.
He understood the ticking of the clock.
He sure did. I have a feeling Steve's still going to win, though.
I love the faith.
Oh. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah! It's reluctant faith, but I still love the faith.
Very reluctant.
Yes.
Which fruit is the primary ingredient in a pina colada?
Pineapple.
Correct. What is the name of the currency used in Japan?
Would you have taken coconut as well?
No.
Okay, just wondering. Yen?
Yes. Country singer Morgan Wallen was recently arrested for throwing what piece of furniture off a rooftop?
A chair.
Yup.
He's an idiot.
The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes is the prequel to what Jennifer Lawrence films?
Hunger Games.
Yes. Once you pop, you can't stop is the slogan for what brand of chip?
I'm going to go with potato chips.
No.
Pringles.
Yes.
Let's go.
What singer has the hit songs Can't Hold Us and Thrift Shop?
That'd be Macklemore.
You know it. The dance samba originated in what South American country?
Samba land.
No.
Spain?
No.
Argentina?
No. Oh. Who voices the title character in the movie Megamind?
Will Ferrell.
Yes. How many total ribs are there in the typical human body?
6.
No.
9.
No.
12.
No. What is the capital of Ireland?
Ireland City?
No.
Kathy?
No. Oh. You're going to be so mad when you find out the answer.
Dublin.
There we go. It is Dublin. But it doesn't matter because you got 7 correct, which is a win, barely 7-6. So close, Tom.
Oh, well.
Oh, well is right.
Real quick, though. You said, would you have also accepted coconut? Is a coconut a nut, not a fruit? Or is it a different kind of species? What is a coconut?
I don't think it's a fruit.
It's not a fruit?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm confused because it's got nut in the name.
But it grows on trees.
Yeah, but I mean...
Don't all nuts grow on trees?
Why are you asking us these questions?
Do all fruits grow on trees, though?
No.
Why?
Oh, my God. No. We're idiots.
Coconut is a fruit.
Well,
It is a fruit?
Yeah. I thought it was. I mean, it just felt like it would be a fruit.
Coconut
Why
is
they
a
put
fruit.
nut in there?
Not a nut.
Why would you consider the coconut as part of the nut family? Like almonds and cashews and peanuts?
It says nut in the name.
Well, I mean, that doesn't matter.
Well, then isn't technically like a peanut not a nut? It's a legume.
I don't have enough marijuana on my system because I have 0 marijuana in my system to handle this conversation.
Wow, so maybe the answer would have been pineapple or coconut. Maybe.
Yeah.
Wow, Steve, look at you. So smart over there.
In all fairness, I'm not very bright when it comes to that stuff because my daughter asked me yesterday what's my favorite vegetable, and I said apple. And she looked at me like I was the biggest moron. And I realized rather quickly that was not the right answer.
She's smarter than you already.
She already is. She's like, Dad, that's not a vegetable. That's a fruit. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need sleep.
One that you got incorrect, that Tom got correct. The samba is originated from Brazil.
Brazil.
And then how many total ribs are there in a typical human body?
8?
No. You said 12.
14.
24.
Oh.
You got to double the
12 on each side?
Yeah, it's a lot of ribs, isn't it?
Danny's like, enough with this nonsense.
You both though, 14. So
I
confident.
started like touching myself and counting.
I know.
1, 2, 3.
Carry the 1.
Yeah, there's 24 ribs. So congratulations, Steve.
Wonderful work. Wonderful work.
The Daily Migs Show.
What is your vacation horror story, Rockaholics? When did your vacation go horribly wrong? That's what we want to hear about this morning. 206-803-ROCK. The reason we are asking is because there's a man from California named Michael that claims he was stung in the testicles.
Sorry.
Steve's not okay. By a scorpion.
Oh, no. Dude, scorpions freak me out. Unless it's the Stinger from, wrestling days, but he just retired, so I feel like we're safe from him.
What about the actual Scorpions, the band?
I do not want to be in a bedroom with them.
No.
Don't trust them.
This happened at a resort in Las Vegas, and Michael explains exactly what happened to him.
I just felt like somebody stabbing me in my private area. I went to the restroom, and I saw a scorpion. Everybody wasn't shocked. I mean, nobody believed. Even I couldn't believe it.
I just saw the picture of the type of scorpion that, oh man, dude, I don't know why, but it's not even that big. Though.
That's tiny. That's not what I was expecting to see.
We're not talking about him. We're talking about the scorpion. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess by comparison, that's probably, probably makes him feel good about himself down there.
Now, I heard he's thinking about suing the resort.
That's what he said.
How are they supposed to keep from not, I would imagine, like, you'd hope that no scorpions get in a hotel room, but how do you keep scorpions from getting anywhere? Can't they get through, like, the cracks of a door? Unless they feel like there's certain preventative ways for you not to have that happen.
Well, I think there's certain areas, too, where you're supposed to, check your shoes. Don't ever leave your shoes outside, but if you do leave your shoe outside, you're supposed to, double and triple check there's not a scorpion in there. Because they'll camp out.
I'm curious how much money he might get from this, if he gets anything.
Have you ever seen a scorpion in real life?
No, and I was not terrified. That's a little bit of an extreme thing to say. But when we went to Arizona for the Super Bowl, I was kind of on high alert. Like, if I see a scorpion in our room, I'm going to freak out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's something about them. They just look gnarly.
Yeah.
Well, and especially the ones in Arizona. I don't know if you ever see. They're super small, and they glow in the dark, which is good. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you do black.
That's nice of them.
You take black lights out, and they're iridescent, and that's how you go find them at night, so that way they don't get into your house.
So next time I go to Arizona, I'm just bringing a black light, and I'm just going to put it up in the hotel room.
Okay, so I know around here you could, we have pest companies and stuff like that will help with different, animal issues or pest issues. Do they have scorpion pest removal?
I'm sure they do. I don't know. I know that my cousin just did it the old-fashioned way. Took the black light out and had either the can of scorpion spray or a bat.
Oh. So you're saying then the safest place to go to in Arizona would be a strip club?
Yeah, exactly.
Because at least you'll see the scorpions. Babe, I didn't want to go. I went because I'm afraid of scorpions, and this is the safest place I could go to.
206-803-ROCK. What is your vacation horror story? Jeremy in Silverdale, you didn't bring your passport, and so you couldn't get on the cruise ship.
Right. So my ex and all the kids, there was 8 of us total.
Oh,
and
no.
Well, yeah. So on the East Coast, we don't have Costco. We have something called BJ's Wholesale Club, and we booked the cruise through them. And we called them and said, do we need passports? And they're like, well, no, if you don't leave the island, you don't need passports. We're like, all right, cool. We drove from Connecticut to Baltimore, and we were in line. Everyone had their passports. And I got out of the security line and asked the lady, they said we were told we didn't need them. She's like, oh, no, as long as you have birth certificates. I'm like, yeah, no, we don't have those either. So she pulled us out. My mother and my mother-in-law ransacked our house in Connecticut looking for everyone's passports. They found everybody's but mine.
Oh.
So I told my wife, I said, listen, just get on the boat. I already talked to Zach, who was the oldest. I said, he's got the kids. I said, get a couple drinks in you, relax. I'll make my way down to Orlando. My mom is going to get me my birth certificate by the time you get there. So they all get on the boat, and I had to figure out how to get from Baltimore to Orlando the cheapest way possible. So I spent 3 days on Greyhound buses working my way down to Orlando.
But, Jeremy, you could have had the ultimate out and have alone time for at least a week or two. Like, I tried everything I could. I'm just going to have to stay home, everybody.
Oh, dude, trust me, that was the best part of the trip was the bus ride.
Peace and quiet. It's not like you had like a whole posse with you. It probably felt good to have a little bit of a quiet time for a minute.
And let me tell you, you want to meet some really interesting people to make you feel better about yourself? Take a on Bonanza for 3 days.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Mental note.
Carl in Linwood, your dad broke his collarbone on vacation.
Yes, thanks, guys. We were out camping at Baker Lake, and my dad had gone out with some friends that day, and he was riding ATVs up at the gravel pit. And the rest of the family's down at Baker Lake, and he fell off. He had a crash on the ATV, and he broke his collarbone, and he ended up getting medevaced to the hospital. And then on top of that, later that night, while he's in the hospital getting casted up and splinted up and all that, me and my brothers and my mom are still at the tent at Baker Lake, and throughout the night while we're sleeping, Baker Lake rises so much that our tent is under 4 inches, 5 inches of water from the lake rising.
Insult to injury.
Good times.
I know, right? It just doesn't get any better than that. It was just so great.
That's the moment you're like, let's just go home. That's not even wait for Dad. Let's just get.
We did. We didn't even finish out the night. Mom drove us home, and we came back the next day to our stuff floating all over the place.
So how much of his body was casted up from a collarbone break? I've never seen someone had to get a cast for a collarbone break. So is it like?
Well, I say cast. It was more of a sling.
Okay.
But he did have to have surgery to put it back together. So
that sucks.
So it was immobilized for sure.
Did you ever have a bad vacation? A horror story?
My vacation horror story actually started before the vacation began. When we went to Hawaii about 2 years ago with the whole family, we drove down to the airport, and I didn't realize that Barrett was like getting car sick as we were driving. Oy. So we get down to the park and ride, whatever, and we get on the shuttle bus, and I'm holding him on my lap. And this lady says, your kid is so cute. And right as she said that, he projectile vomited all over the bus, all over me. And I only packed, we're going to Hawaii, so I only packed one travel outfit. So I ended up throwing all my clothes. I went to we got to the airport. I threw all the clothes in the garbage in the bathroom and changed into, beach wear, which then I had to wear on the plane and freezing because I didn't even have a coat at that point. It was awful.
That's awesome.
And then my favorite part was my mom was on the plane and she's like, I'll buy your first drink. I'll buy you a drink. Don't worry. But because this was during kind of difficult COVID times, they weren't selling alcohol. So I couldn't even have a cocktail on the plane after that.
Oh, that's
I was
rough.
very, very disappointed.
The Daily Migs Show.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned, and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout experience as business powerhouses like Alo, Allbirds, and Skims. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck, and what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
Everyone had an opinion about Machine Gun Kelly's new blackout tattoo, where it's like basically kind of like a crop top up his entire body, down his arms, just black.
Yeah, it's a blackout crop top.
That's exactly it. And he recently shared a video kind of following up, talking about the grueling process behind said blackout tattoo.
Have you seen the video of it?
Yes.
It is crazy. I did not realize how big or how long the needles are for a tattoo. I've never gotten a blackout tattoo, and I always wondered about that. I'm like, that just sounds like a really long process. But seeing how long those needles are, it's crazy.
And it's like a massive grouping of them, too.
Yes, yes.
It's not something I would like to do.
No, you don't want to get a blackout?
No, thank you.
Okay. I mean, what about when you're blacked out? I feel like you would do that.
That's when I do get my tattoos.
San
That's when I get
Diego.
my best work.
When we go to our radio convention, we're blacking out Taryn's ankle.
Well, of course, his video led to some wonderful comments on social media, and we had to go straight to the comments.
Yep, we came across a few social media posts on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, where there's posts of the video, and yes, people decided to say how they felt about Machine Gun Kelly and this tattoo. So what do? We sent those posts to our production director, Jason, a.k.a. Veggie Dog, a.k.a. VD, a.k.a. the man that wants to put his mom in a crate, as we learned earlier this morning. He pulled out his favorite comments and reenacted them however he wanted to reenact them as, and to illustrate just how ridiculous, how angry people get on social media. So are you guys ready for the first one?
Let's go.
All right, here's our first comment about Machine Gun Kelly's blackout tattoo.
I still don't understand how this clown even has one fan. What a joke.
But Danny, you're a huge fan of Machine Gun Kelly, right?
Okay. I'm a huge fan of his girlfriend.
Are they still together?
I mean, they're not engaged anymore, so that's why I said girlfriend, okay?
So you're saying there's a chance
Exactly, and Megan Fox.
I didn't hate his pop punk stuff, but I could live without his hip hop stuff.
And yet,
I could not name one Machine Gun Kelly song.
I can't either, but sometimes they pop up on my on one of those playlists, on a pop punk playlist. I'm like, oh, this song's not that bad. All right, here's our next comment about MGK.
Man, if Megan Fox f***ed him, who won't she f***? Hell, I might have a chance.
You and Danny V.
Yeah, yep, that was actually for me.
So funny how people what do you think? Megan Fox is going to read that on Facebook and be like, hey, Johnny Bunch of Numbers, you want to meet up?
Johnny Bunch.
Here's our next comment about Machine Gun Kelly's tattoo.
To be honest, I don't think anyone cares about him or his dumb as tattoo. Kids screaming for attention. His no talented ass can't even get attention, so he did this. LOL. It is pathetic.
People, you can just keep scrolling.
It's funny. I'm not here to defend Machine Gun Kelly, but he has sold millions and millions of copies of records, and clearly there are some people who care about him. You, sir, definitely not one of them. Here's our next comment.
Damn. I thought my tattoos were bad, and I have my ex-wife's face tattooed on me, and yet I still think this is worse.
Okay. That's a lot of hard. What's the dumbest tattoo you have, Taryn Daly?
Well, I told you about the peace sign on my butt with my sorority sister, Brittany.
I don't think that's dumb at all.
No, that was awesome.
That's just bonding.
I mean, the first tattoo I got when I was 18 is pretty bad.
What'd you get?
Got my the Capricorn symbol, as everyone did at age 18. That was my year.
Wait, are you a Capricorn?
I am a Capricorn. It's just not great. It's pretty bad.
Here's our next comment about Machine Gun Kelly getting his tattoo, the big blackout tattoo.
I still can't believe Megan Fox allowed this dork around that sweet ass.
I like to go back to the earlier guy. And we have one more comment about Machine Gun Kelly.
So you covered up your terrible tattoos with one big terrible tattoo. Congratulations, you idiot.
Yeah. Still my favorite.
I still can't believe Megan Fox allowed this dork around that sweet ass.
The Daily Migs Show.
Looking to turn up the heat in your relationship this holiday? Lovers has the perfect pleasure presents with early Black Friday deals that are as nice or as naughty as you are. Save up to 60% on the sexiest holiday gifts. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Every industry, every job site, any challenge. Purple Wave's upcoming December 5th construction auction has the Caterpillar equipment to tackle it all. We make it easy to connect, inspect, and bid, ensuring you can find the right equipment that's ready to go to work for you. The equipment is ready to inspect at our partner Copart's yard in your area. Bidding ends December 5th at purplewave.com. The easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment. purplewave.com.
Black Friday week is here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the home, like vacuums, bedding, and home decor. You'll have money left over for those sweet handbells you've had your eye on. Or that standing mixer to whip up some holiday cookies. Oh, what fun it is to save. Black Friday week is here with deals up to 35% off.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs.
Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Michelle from Bonnie Lake is. Michelle, are you there?
I am here.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Michelle has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do this. Cowgirl up. Time to ride the deer statue.
Yeah, buddy. Yeehaw. What is the first letter of the Greek alphabet?
Oh.
No.
Q.
No.
I don't know. Pass.
The first iPod was introduced in what early 2000s year?
2003.
No.
4, 5.
No. What is the world's fastest land animal?
Cheetah.
Yes. What kingdom does the Black Panther rule?
Jumanji.
No.
Oh, no. The Black Panther rules the jungle.
No.
Not Wakanda.
Wakanda, yes. What singer recently dropped a country song titled Texas Hold'em?
Miranda Lambert.
No.
No. Oh, no, it's not Texas Hold'em. It's, oh, damn it, I just saw this. Pass.
Oh,
I know that one.
Michelle. Well, you got two correct. Yes, you did indeed.
Again.
Michelle, you got as many as I got when I had to play Beat Migs a couple weeks ago. So we are sisters.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. I know this one. I just can't think of it.
Oh, boy, Steve. Well, you got your work cut out for you or something.
I smell sarcasm over there.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
What is the first letter of the Greek alphabet?
Alpha.
Yes. The first iPod was introduced in what early 2000s year?
I'm going to go 2001.
You'd be correct.
Boom.
What is the world's fastest land animal?
Fastest land animal. A cheetah.
It is. What kingdom does the Black Panther rule?
Wakanda.
Yes.
Wakanda forever.
What singer recently dropped a country song titled Texas Hold'em?
Oh, Beyonce.
Yep. What number shares a symbol with the pound sign on a standard keyboard?
Is that the number 8?
No.
7.
No.
3.
Yes. What was the best-selling video game console of the 1990s?
I'm going to go Nintendo.
No.
Sega.
No.
Xbox.
No.
Son of
What
a-
band has the songs If You're
PlayStation?
Gone and Push? Yeah, PlayStation.
If you're gone and push. Matchbox 20?
Yes. What is the most abundant element in the universe?
Gold.
No.
Silver.
No.
Rock.
No. The soundtrack of which Disney animated feature includes many Elvis Presley songs?
Ratatouille?
No. Steve.
Is that even a Disney movie? Yeah, it is. All right. How about that?
You got 7 correct, which is a big win, 7-2. Michelle, at least you got 2 correct, all right?
Yahoo!
You know, that's the kind of attitude we need in the morning.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to do almost a perfect 10. You were on a roll.
I was feeling real good.
Were you also feeling lucky? Because that sounded like guess, 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 guess.
Don't mistake how I say the answers as guesses.
They were confident guesses.
A lot of them I was just kind of warming up, and then it finally hit me. Okay, they were all guesses.
You eventually got PlayStation.
The 3 was definitely a lucky guess.
That was,
Oh, yeah. That was
That blew my
impressive.
Yeah.
What is the most abundant element in the universe? Hydrogen.
Oh.
Mhm. And the soundtrack of which Disney animated feature film includes many Elvis Presley songs?
No idea.
Lilo and Stitch.
I don't think I've ever watched that show.
I watched it once a
That
gazillion
show?
years ago. I do not remember any Elvis being involved, but apparently it's the truth.
The Daily Migs Show.
Variety recently did a profile on John Williams, the composer, who, by the way, turned 92 this year.
He's 92.
He's still with us, still rocking. I'm not sure how much composing he's doing at 92.
I know we had a massive debate over the best cereal, but I feel like people could probably get into a pretty spirited debate about the greatest movie soundtrack scores that he put together. I mean, the dude is just, he's crushed it.
Jaws, Star Wars, Harry Potter, Jurassic Park.
Harry Potter?
Yes.
I'm not a Harry Potter head, so.
The
Are
movie
you Harry
Hook?
Potheads or Harry Potter heads?
I don't know. They're non-muggles. I know that.
So what's the Harry Potter? Is this it right here?
Yes.
Oh, so this was him.
Yeah.
Well, you can't knock it out of the park every time, I guess. Did it get better?
When I was in, I think I want to say middle school, we actually performed like a John Williams medley where we did like the theme to Jaws, we did the theme to Star Wars, we did the theme to Jurassic Park.
Your school band?
Yeah, our school band did like kind of a tribute to his work, and that was 20-something years ago.
That seems pretty ambitious for a high school or
It was
a school.
awesome. Well, we were very talented musicians.
I'd like to talk.
Very.
I would like to talk to the parents and see what they thought of it.
So in this article that Variety put together, Harrison Ford actually revealed how hard it is for him to escape the Indiana Jones theme. He said it follows him around wherever he goes.
Bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da, bum. This is a good theme.
Epic.
This might be this has to be a top 5 for John Williams.
So Harrison Ford said, quote, "As I often remind John, his music follows me everywhere I go. Literally. When I had my last colonoscopy, they were playing it on the operating room speakers."
Okay, I think that's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Somebody has a good sense of humor. Probably a lot of the doctors do, but I never thought about that they play music while they're performing anything.
No, I wouldn't think that at all. Is that normal?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Have you had a colonoscopy yet?
I need to go get one, actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, especially after this conversation. Can we pick a song to play while we're getting a call? Did he wake up and he heard the Indiana Jones theme song?
I would think so. You know, it's funny. Like, I'm just being reminded of like when I went in to have my baby, and I was like, "Yeah, we should have like a special playlist." And then the last thing I wanted was to hear any music at all.
Not
I did not
feeling it?
want. Nope. I'm like, don't. It's not going to distract me. It's just going to annoy me.
It's kind of like when you get stressed while driving, you have to turn your radio off because that somehow makes it less stressful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking now. I don't need this
I have to
music.
turn this down.
I think I got the ultimate song to play if I'm getting a colonoscopy.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you guys could guess what it is.
The Butthole Surfers.
That's right. That's the band name. The song's Pepper. The band's called the Butthole Surfers.
That's perfect.
Right?
I mean, I think when you do go get your colonoscopy, that should be your request.
Can we make... I know when I go into a float tank, I can request a song.
What?
I don't know if I can request a song at a colonoscopy.
What if they played your walk-in music from when you wrestle?
That would be pretty awesome.
I mean, that's essentially what Harrison Ford was dealing with.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say "Who Let the Dogs Out."
Who let the dogs out? Would that be yours?
No, I was thinking for you, man.
Can I just say,
yes,
I hate to admit this, but
no.
I have had a colonoscopy.
You had? Would you listen to?
They did not ask what I wanted to be played. And I'm bummed out that they didn't.
But when you get a colonoscopy, they put you all the way out, right?
Oh, absolutely. The last thing I remember, they were like, "What are you going to eat after this?" And I was like,
you're starving because you've had to empty your pipes.
Yes.
That's crazy.
You got to drink that stuff that's like chalky, right?
Yup. A lot of it. I was up all night drinking it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
See, I want to do one.
You want to do one?
But I want to do it with like Danny. Like we both go together. And then we have like a mobile podcast studio setup and then record a podcast after we do it. Because I hear you say like the dumbest S when you come through. And sometimes it's just like ridiculous stuff or just like stuff where you're like, what the hell are you saying? Like, what's coming out of your mouth right now? And it's just like, because you're not 100% back yet.
Of course not.
And I think it would be hilarious if two people got a colonoscopy at the same time. But this would be good team bonding.
Yeah.
You guys could come too.
I'll drive you guys. You have to have a driver.
Yeah, I
I'll
would
be
say,
the driver.
and we would be the filmers because
Yes.
we would film you too.
You could be our producers of the colonoscopy podcast.
That's honestly one of my favorite parts about when my husband has gotten his 2 colonoscopies now is they put the pictures together of the insides. And I'm like, I kind of liked to look at.
Like a scrapbook?
Yeah. I mean, not like a scrapbook, but like, in your My Chart or whatever, they give you like a printout of all the photos of your
Yeah, I'm not
innards.
clying on that link.
So wait,
It's kind of fun to look at.
in your mind, is this podcast a reoccurring podcast? Or is
Yeah,
it
we
just
do
a
it
one
every
and
week.
done?
No, every week we have to get a colonoscopy because, in order to have a popular podcast, you have to do it every week.
And then what we'll do is we'll post the photos and you have to guess whose bowels they are, Steve's or Danny's.
No, see, not Taryn. Let the boys talk here. We're not going down that road. That's just crazy talk. All right, maybe we do it monthly.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, deal.
All right, maybe it's a once a year podcast. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yeah.
And plus, but then you don't just drop us off. You have to sit there the entire time. Like that's the. It's like almost asking somebody to help you move. Like you're stuck with them for all day.
Do you think they'd let us into like the room and we could wear the scrubs and the hairnet and all that and be part of it?
You want to watch
Sure.
it actually happen?
Well, like
Well, you need to take video.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were just taking video after you guys. I don't really want to take video of it happening.
Now we need to find like a colonoscopy clinic. Is that what? I don't know, like the colonoscopy place that will allow us, Danny and I, to go together. I don't know if they do like tandem colonoscopies.
But you know what I'm thinking? It's very important.
Imagine us both in the same room.
It's very
laying there, holding hands.
It's very important to elevate, how critical it is to take care of the human body. So I feel like this is a very good. It's a good PSA. Get your colonoscopy.
This might be one of those ideas that just kind of like lay there on the idea room and never get picked back up again.
The Daily Migs Show.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet and the not-so-secret secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whenever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout experience as business powerhouses like Alo, Allbirds, and Skims. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I am a very gullible person, Steve Migs. Are you a very gullible person?
More often than not, no. But there are times where I get caught for being gullible, and I get so mad at myself. I'm like, I couldn't believe I fell for this. And it happened this morning to me.
This morning?
Yes, thanks to our drunk in charge, Ryan Castle. Because sometimes he'll send me these cool... I think all of us do. Like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do it also. You see a cool video on Instagram, and you just send it to your buddy, direct message it. My wife does it to me all the time. And it's like... So I see this thing that he sends to me, and it says something to the extent of like Kurt Cobain, someone involved with Kurt Cobain's life reveals never before heard vocals on an unreleased Nirvana song. Now, I got extra excited because yesterday I went down the wormhole on YouTube and I watched a video on the making of Nevermind, and just I was fascinated to find out that there's only one song that they use a click track as a drummer nerd, like that's to help you stay on time. And it was I can't remember which song it was offhand now, but it might have been Lithium. Or whatever, it doesn't matter. But I was shocked that most of the songs were just Dave Grohl being a damn human metronome. Like, he's that damn talented. But so my ears perked up when I was like, oh, crap, more Nirvana stuff. And so Ryan sends this to me, and I watched the video, and it's Butch Vig, the producer, talking about a song, what sounds like a song that we haven't heard before. And I'm like, oh, we got to play this on the radio. And this is what I get. Oh, you got to pull it up, actually.
After we cut the basic take, I wasn't really happy with the sounds, and we went back and overdubbed a clean sound on the intro with Kurt's vocal. Now, they're not all equal volume, but at points in the record they come up, or points in the song they come up and are blended and panned to give it a very kind of almost orchestral sound with the guitars. I'll play the intro here. This is what it sounded like with Kurt's vocal on the clean guitar.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper.
I wanted to punch Ryan so bad.
BK, have it your way.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper.
Maybe Kurt Cobain had been like using the vapor or something like that, you know, like the vapor treatment before you sing. Sounded great.
I was so sad.
Very
sad
rich.
Because I got so excited about more Nirvana stuff because I've been on a Nirvana kick recently, and then on top of it for being duped.
Ryan Castle, the drunk in charge.
I hate him.
Do you have a favorite Nirvana song that you can share with us?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'd have to say my favorite of all the Nirvana songs would have to be this one.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper.
The Daly Migs Show.
Rockaholics, we are asking this morning, what is the redneckiest thing you have ever done? I just love that word so much.
Fired up for all these calls. Our phone lines are just jam-packed. Our text lines as well because, obviously growing up in the city, a lot of these things I'm not going to understand, but I'm so fired up to hear what these stories are all about.
206-803-ROCK is the number to call, the number to text. Carly in Kent, I've always wanted to do this. You turned your truck into a swimming pool.
Yes, we did. We have an 88 Toyota pickup, and it was one of those super hot summers that we've had recently. It was like 110 degrees. We were melting. So we lined it with a blue tarp and then threw the hose in it, and that was our pool for a few days.
Yes. Did you drive around like the town with it, like just like kind of showing off how awesome this was?
No, just our yard, really, but that was enough for me. We live next to a park, and so there were plenty of onlookers that felt like it was pretty entertaining.
How many people could you fit in the pool?
Comfortably, 2. But, I mean, if you really wanted to have a party, you could do 3 or 4.
That is amazing.
Did you make cocktails and make it like a full-on pool party?
What else would you do? Of course you did.
Did you get pulled over by it? Like anyone like be like, hey, what the hell are you guys doing?
No, I mean, it was just a lot of onlookers from the park that just kind of oogled at us for a while, but we just enjoyed it and just were like, cheers.
That's awesome.
Is this my Carly?
It is your Carly.
You own her?
Now I'm just sad that I didn't get invited to this pool party, and I hope you'll have another one someday.
Well, you know, we live in Canada. I know you're up in Stanwood. It's a long way, but next time for sure. And we're sorry we missed the tree burn this weekend, too.
Well, there's always another Christmas coming around.
So we're just going to get our hands on a pickup and drive from Kent to Stanwood.
Oh, my God, I love it. Steve in Kirkland, back to the Christmas tree topic. You hung rib bones on yours as decorations.
Yeah, well, I moved to Hawaii, and, we really missed our buddies and our barbecue, so every Christmas, Bruce would send us bleached rib bones, and we'd hang those on our Christmas tree.
That is so savage.
It just, the barbecue in Hawaii just isn't the same. So it just was kind of a little reminder of home, and I don't know if that's really redneck, but
I think it's pretty redneck.
Did you put the year of did you ever, some of our ornaments we write like the year that we got the ornament, if it's like something that's sentimental, did you put the year on the bones?
Well, what we did was we'd put the new ones up on top and then put the older ones on the bottom and send us a couple every year.
Oh, I love it.
It's not like I have a transmission in my bathtub or anything, it was a good way to remember home. And that was before the internet was really, really big, and oh God, I'm dating myself. But it was the only way to. I can't even explain it now that I'm hearing myself say it. It sounds really bad.
Right on, Stevie.
I think it sounds really great.
You got a text message at 206-803-ROCK, and they said the most redneckiest thing growing up, we had horses, and my brother and I would have horse manure fights. The newer the manure, the more it hurts, and the better market left.
I like newer and manure.
It rhymes really well.
That's really lovely.
The newer the manure.
Oh, that as a small town girl, I that's one thing I never did. I mean, we did everything from cow tipping, just that kind of weird farm stuff, but never did a manure fight.
City folks just don't get it.
Yeah, we weren't flinging poop at each other. At least not for fun.
Laura in Yelm, what did you do with your neighbor's dog poop?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, you just get tired of dogs pooping in your yard, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have no animals. So I knew someone was pooping in my yard, so I got me a camera, I put it up, and I put 2 and 2 together. Finally, one day, I took a picture, and I gathered up their doo-doo, and I took it to them, and I said, your doggie is pooping in my yard. 2 of them.
What, did you put all the poop in one bag?
One bag, I gathered up like 6 piles of poo.
All right.
Did you light it on fire and then ring the doorbell and run away?
You know what? I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure they knew who and where it came from.
That's establishing dominance right there.
Did they finally get the message and start picking up their dog's poop?
You know what? She was not getting it, so I said, okay, well, there's only one way to solve this. I turned the bag upside down, and I emptied it on their porch.
Oh, man. See, that's way more, I think, effective than the passive-aggressive way people do it in my neighborhood, where they just put up signs that say, please curb after your dog. It's like, no. You pick it up and you leave it on that person's porch. Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the redneckiest things that our rockaholics have ever done. 206-803-ROCK.
You mentioned earlier when we were talking about some of the stuff that was on that Reddit thread, and one of them was eating roadkill. And I was like, I think it was Joe Dredd that did it once for a contest for a Harley Davidson. And he texted and said, no, Steve, I was not the one to eat roadkill. I was the one that tried to eat my way through a pig's head. And I do plan on calling in later to discuss this from Joe Dredd.
It wasn't that so much. It was this.
I didn't do anything disgusting like eat roadkill. I ate my way through a pig's head.
No, thank you.
Danny, you're not a country dude either. You're kind of like a city folk like myself.
Sure. However, in New Mexico, it's kind of small or big town, small city. So there were a lot of like little rednecky things we do, and I think the biggest one that I reminded of, we went fishing with fireworks. because we couldn't find fishing poles. And so we were like, we went out. We were like, we want to go fishing. So me and my cousin went out and we bought these fireworks that were waterproof, and we just throw them in the river. And the fish thought it was food. We were feeding them. So the fish would go up and eat the firework, and then it'd explode. And then all of a sudden you have fish.
That's next level, Danny.
Thank you. Yeah,
you might be more of a redneck than me.
It was pretty rednecky. I'm not proud of that last either. So
206-803-ROCK. What is the redneckiest thing you have ever done? John in Seattle, you took your girls to a monster truck rally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello.
What's up, John?
And not much. Hey, yeah. Years ago, I took my daughters to the Tacoma Dome to see a monster truck show. They really wanted to see it, so we were walking up past a row of people waiting to get into the building there. My youngest daughter looks at them all, and she hollers out, "Look at all these rednecks." And all people right there just busted up laughing. My daughter started laughing. Everybody was laughing. It was so funny.
Isn't that funny how a kid can say that? No problem. Everyone's laughing. If, like you said that, there might have been a couple of issues. You just never know.
Exactly. I think so, but they thought it was funny coming from a little girl, but now my daughters are all grown up and married. And if I mention that to my youngest daughter anymore, she kind of gets embarrassed a little bit.
Do they still go to monster truck rallies as they get older?
No, they just want to see it that one time. They never win again.
I want to take my kid so bad to a monster truck show, but she's just so worried about, she just doesn't like loud noises, like that loud. Like going to a baseball game was just traumatic to her. So I got to wait to her until she gets a little bit older, but I can't wait to go to one of those monster truck shows with her.
We've taken Barrett to see Monster Jam, and he wore his little, but he looked completely in shock about what was going on. And I think now that he's a little bit older, he would like it a lot
Appreciate
more.
it a little bit more.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Daly Migs Show.